Welcome back to Rowra in Cumbria. It's the TKM Extreme class next, and we're in for a thriller because we've got Will Van Ness and Charlie Bruce White on the front row of the grid, Luke Graver and Andrew Lawrence on row 2, Ryan Stronach and Douglas Hayford there on row 3. But take a look down the order because we've got a couple of drivers out of position, particularly on the back row. James Ogden and Joe Forsdyke will both be flying through the field because they both had a poor final, and they will have to start this race from the back of the grid. Away we go, sweeping across for Will Van Ness. Oh, and that's Stronach over the back of Lawrence as they head down towards the chicane for the first time. Contact, Goodsold over the top of Bennett, and Hogan has spun after contact. Dear oh dear, all 4 carts at the back of that train just trying to recover as quickly as possible, but that was a very messy start, and all that means that Will Van Ness out in front of the rest of the field. That was a very disappointing start to the race for them. It just all kicked off.
Yeah, that's Rowra for you through the first chicane. Always difficult. Charlie Bruce White won both heats early on, but it was Will Van Ness that won the earlier final one. Charlie Bruce White in 3rd place there, so he's dropped a place since the start, but still in contention. Bruce White, my championship favourite for the season, but this man, the 4-cart, Will Van Ness, may have something to say about that. He'll be hoping to go 3 places better than he did last season, a couple of places better than he did as a junior in 2010 when he finished 3rd in the Super 1 Championship. He won the Kartmasters Grand Prix that season as well. So, but this is definitely going to be a big season for Will Van Ness, I'm sure. The 5-cart looks like he's in 2nd place there. That's Luke Graver, the former TKM 4-stroke driver, but these 3 already well clear, Jake.
On the last lap through the stewardesses, we saw a mighty surge in positions for Verco as he got a few positions up, and it looks like Bruce White now on the inside of Graver to move back into 2nd position. Thank you very much indeed. I'll have that one back. So through St John's they go, up towards Sunny Bend, and Charlie Bruce White asserting himself back into 2nd position behind Will Van Ness, who has got himself 2 or 3 kart lengths now, and that could be the difference between winning this race and settling for 2nd position. Now there is Verco battling it out with the 9 of Paul Monks. Some good moves so far in the first couple of laps from Simon Verco. He really needed to make some places up. He started lower down on the grid than he would have liked, and now he's up there in amongst the top 6. So a perfect performance so far from Verco, but he's got Monks and the 11 of Ryan Stronach, who has got away from that start line mishap with no damage to the car, it seems, because he's still very much in touch. Up the inside, Monks takes Verco at exactly the same spot that Verco got him on the first lap of the race. Now we've got Will Van Ness streaking in front of Charlie Bruce White, although it looks like Charlie's actually now starting to make up that gap again, because Luke Graver has dropped back a few kart lengths to Charlie Bruce White. He won both heats earlier on, of course, Charlie, so he's certainly in control of the kart at the moment. Just circumstances got the better of him in the first final.
Andrew Lawrence there in 4th place, lucky to get away with the contact after the start, with Ryan Stronach running into the back of him over the top, but clearly no damage done. Started in 4th place and still in 4th currently, but it's these 3 that lead it comfortably, and Will Van Ness has got 6 to 8 kart lengths here over Charlie Bruce White in 2nd place. If Bruce White finishes 2nd in this race, because he won the earlier 2 heats, he will still be at the head of the championship. And here's Lawrence, that's Paul Monks, the 9 kart, 10 is Verco, 11 Ryan Stronach, Ryan from Scotland, prolific junior driver, through the right-hander at paddock. Still Van Ness from Bruce White and Luke Graver. As I said earlier, Luke Graver, an example of somebody who's moved from 4-stroke and taken to 2-stroke karts particularly well. In 3rd place then currently. Charlie Bruce White was the winner of this championship, as I said earlier, in my ones to watch in 2002 I think it was, so he's got all the pedigree. Never raced last season, but back this year and hoping for a win, no doubt.
And Will Van Ness has managed to turn his meeting around in order to step up the pace and show Charlie Bruce White a clean pair of heels. And as you can see, he's got the advantage, but Luke Graver is climbing all over the back of the 48 kart of Charlie Bruce White in his attempts to move up to 2nd place. He really is giving it everything he's got at the moment as they head through Paddock Bend, the long sweeping right-hander to complete the lap up towards the S's, and these 3 have broken well clear of Andrew Lawrence in the 38. Let's have a look how far back they are. Goodness me, it's the difference between night and day. Lawrence is there in 4th position. 5th now is the 9 of Paul Monks. 6th position is now the 11 of Stronach. just in front of the number 10 of Verco. And is that the O plate? Yes, it is. It's Joe Forsdyke. We said he was going to be making his way up from the back of the grid, and he really is getting into his stride now. He's caught them up, and he's right in the game for this now as well. Brilliant driving from Joe Forsdyke. Of course, he took the O plate championship here just 3 weeks ago. So great driving. There he is at the back of this train, considering that he's got so much time to make up. But he's done a very good job. He's caught up to the back of the battling Stronach and Verco, and he could throw his hat into the ring here.
Certainly could. He won here by 22 seconds 3 weeks ago, but that was in different conditions that day. It was very wet, miserable conditions, and won by an absolute mile. In fact, it was the biggest win I've seen for a long, long time. Perhaps since, well, Ben Barnicoat, I suppose, last year, Jake.
It was an absolutely fantastic drive, that in the dry even as well. We've got to remember that. Of course, Forsdyke did it 3 weeks ago in the wet, but Barnicoat did that in the dry. But anyway, Forsdyke has got a huge mountain to climb here, and 4 karts that he'll want to get out of his way very quickly indeed. Up the inside, he may well try a slingshot move on Verco. Out of Sunny Bend, has he got the traction? No, he's just too far back at the moment. Can't quite make the move. Monk's still there from Stronach, Verco, and Forsdyke in the O plate, and they're all trying to chase down 38 Andrew Lawrence, who's just got enough legs to hold on to that 4th position. Great driving from him too.
Just holding on at the moment, but may come under pressure. Certainly getting closer, Paul Monks, and he's dragging the 11 car of Stronach with him to come up to Iredale's one more time. Lawrence definitely going to come under pressure. Paul Monks in the O plate 3 weeks ago, threw it off going through the left-hander at Sunny Bend. You may remember, Jake, in the wet conditions. Very unusual for Paul, because this is one of his favourite tracks, undoubtedly. We'll see later in the race. It's the 5 kart now. He's made his way past Charlie Bruce White, so Graver into second, Bruce White there in 3rd place, and Van Ness has checked out, Jake.
He's been threatening to do that all race long, has Luke Graver. Into 2nd position, he goes ahead of Charlie Bruce White, and now he's going to chase after Will Van Ness for everything he's worth. Charlie is going to be very frustrated that he lost that place, and as you can see, exactly as you say, Alan, Will Van Ness is checking out with the fastest lap, 48.81. That is quite an amazing turn of speed he's got there. The kind of one-lap pace that these boys can only dream about at the moment. Graver and Bruce White, too engrossed in their own battle for 2nd place. Now here comes Charlie Bruce White up the inside. Beautiful sweeping pass, exactly what he needed to put Luke Graver in his place. That was a lovely move into the stewardesses, and Luke will be fuming in that helmet. He wants to get back past him. There are no friends on the racetrack. They might be off track, but this is war, and they are going at it. Hammer and tongs, out of Paddock Bend they come, onto the start-finish straight. And again, Luke Graver just checking behind him. Have I got enough space to make a move? If I want to, I've got 2 laps to go. I need to time this move carefully. I've got no one behind me. It's all down to me. Bruce White a little bit wide out of McRae's, but he's got the legs. And this is going to be his race to lose here. 2nd position is all he can hope for, of course. But Luke Graver will want to take it away if he can. And of course, they've got to keep on pushing hard, because it's not all done and dusted for Will Van Ness. They slide into stewardesses, the back end stepping out. It's almost handling like a rallycross car. I think that might be a wet patch that they keep on hitting on the outside of the run up to stewardesses. Through St John's into the left-hander, Sunny Bend, and there is Will Van Ness as he begins the final lap. Look how much of a lead he's pulled out on them now. Fantastic stuff as the number 4, Will Van Ness, a brilliant junior, and now stepping up into the TKM Extreme a couple of seasons ago, and he's doing a fantastic job here. 4th last year in the championship, but he wants 1st, and a drive like this will certainly cement the start of that charge.
Charlie Bruce White in 2nd place. May know that 2nd place will be enough because of his earlier results to have the championship lead at the end of this round, but he's experienced enough to know it's not about leading at the end of round 1, it's about leading at the end of round 6.
But no driver wants to finish 2nd in a race, and now we really have got Luke Graver, who's determined that that's where he is going to finish, on the back of Bruce White. Out of the final turn comes Will Van Ness though. Dominance, checkered flag, that was nicely done, Will. And out of the final turn, almost side by side, as Charlie Bruce White just beats Luke Graver to the flag. That was a brilliant dogfight between 2 fantastic superstars.
Looked like a tough battle with Charlie, who finished 2nd. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it's quite tough. Will got wet at the front, and then our tyres were doing the same sort of thing. When Charlie went off, I went off, and then we came back on towards the end. But I could have had a lunge in the last bend, but wasn't on there.
Well, I got a good start, came back in third from second. Problem is, Will was so quick. As soon as I dropped back, it was very hard to get back on him. Kept quite consistent through the race. And had a good battle with Luke at the end and came up on top, so I'm very happy with second.
You're looking very smart in your suit. I bet you're glad that you put the sponsors' badges on.
Yeah, definitely, something like that. I'd just like to thank Martech, my actual sponsor, for all the help that they've given me last season and this season. It's helped us towards the front of the grid. We've got 2 final wins there, which is a fantastic result at the start of the season. And hopefully we can carry on from here and do the same in the next round.
Good job, Will. That's softened the blow a little bit in the championship standings because he's now just 1 behind Charlie Bruce White. Luke Graver is 10 adrift from the leader. Paul Monk's 20 behind, with Andrew Lawrence and Ryan Stronach recovering from their first lap shenanigans to round out the top 6. Epic driving in the TKM Extreme. Plenty more to come from the KF Juniors after the break.